Hey, you guys. I just wanted to kind of like let everybody know I'm okay. If you see me looking away, I'm looking at the news where they're talking about Georgetown preparing for these historic flooding. You guys, something in their milk ain't clean. I've had a few people send me videos and stuff over the storm. It was kind of chaotic. It's still chaotic here. People are getting sandbags. People are packing up their houses, their whole entire houses, to leave Georgetown. I am 60 miles north of Georgetown here in Mount Pleasant. I am about I'm 1 mile to 4 miles away from any type of water. We're surrounded by water. And I know I saw a couple comments, people asking me specifically where I am. I'm in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And like I said, the water is literally, the river is, any parts of the river, Wando River or the Cooper River, is 1 to 4 miles from my house, maybe 3 miles. Okay, so we didn't have any rain here, unless it rained overnight. We literally had like mist of rain and drizzle for a couple days, cloudy. Most of the days it was sunny. I'm proud of our governor having people to pray before these live updates that they were giving us constantly over during the storm. The north coast of South Carolina, of course, got hit the worst, like Georgetown County, Pawleys Island, of course, North Carolina. I'll talk about the nuke plants here in a minute. I just wanted to give you guys a local perspective of what's going on here. Watching the news last night, two things I noticed. They talked about the spawn. Into Thin Air used this particular phrase, the spawn of Florence. And yes, we are, at least Georgetown, unfortunately, is dealing with the spawn of Florence. This thing has not died. The lower portion of it had a little bit of rotation, and I heard the meteorologist talking about it. People asking her, is bringing rain a little bit more, some scattered showers more up the north coast of South Carolina, the northeastern coast of South Carolina. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much rain, but they don't need any. They have put these aqua dams on the roads. I think more so on 17 North. I live next to 17 North, but 17 North in the Georgetown area, they've only got one lane per direction up in that area because they put these aqua dams. Not sure how these aqua dams are going to hold up because I'm concerned about the weight of the water causing sinkholes. you know they may form sinkholes after all that rain that they had last week or the week before. But I'm not an engineer. I don't know about these aqua dams. Okay, I don't know. They're trying to do something. They're expecting, I think, 4 to 6 feet of water here for the river, the PD River Basin, and hopefully none of that water comes down from Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, King Street area. But we are on alert until Saturday. Okay, you guys? Like I said, people have packed up their homes. They seen the water. This thing kind of like reminded me of Harvey, seeing all this flooding here. It's been a week, you guys. I just can't I just can't believe this. This is too much, and it's very sad. Um, I'm looking at the news. Okay, so last Friday, you guys, I had a dream about this storm. It was, I'll tell you real quick. It was a group of people. They were our age, like my age, in their late 30s and 40s. But in the dreams, but in the dream, they were seniors, and these seniors had to be rescued. They were rescued by a fire truck, and they had this upper level. like seating area where these people had to be rescued because of the flood and rain. So, okay, the next day there was a news report where a senior citizen home had to be evacuated. I think people, and I'm not sure if the Lord showed me that because it's going to be continuous flooding a week later here. Um, but people needed to heed the warning. Obviously, people did not get out and evacuate. They didn't take heed to the storm surge that we got, even though Hurricane Florence was, went down from a Category 4 to a Category 1. The storm surge was still devastating. And I just want to give a shout out to Brother Chad. I just got finished watching his dream. Sherry had told me about it, and I hadn't finished watching it. He had a dream about it around the same time that I had the dream about the flooding, which was on the 14th. I think I had my dream on the 15th. And, you guys don't sleep on Brother Chad. I'll leave his video below. He has had some dreams about Florence and the track, and they have been accurate, and I can tell you that. As far as what is coming up, like I said, we still dealing with a part of Florence. I think they call it an invest with a 30% chance of forming yesterday. And like I said, our meteorologists address the concerns. It's still here. We're still dealing with Florence. And it's like something I've never seen before. People in Georgetown are panicking. Okay, you guys? The National Guard is there. People are freaked out about that. 41 deaths as a result of Florence in Virginia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. This was news. This is what I heard on the news a few days ago. The nuke plant, you guys, this nuke plant, I had a partial dream. I had a dream that was I had an open vision that was partially fulfilled when we had Hurricane Harvey. One of those plants exploded. One of those chemical plants exploded. I still felt like part of it wasn't fulfilled. I was thinking maybe it would have something to do with Hawaii, with the lava coming in near the nuke plant. This new concern about these nuke plants here in North Carolina, I'm going to keep a real close eye on it because something in the milk ain't clean. It takes 3 weeks to shut this thing down. I'm not sure if North Carolina is dealing with the same flooding issues as Georgetown. But I know we have more storms in the ocean. Okay, you guys, we just have to keep a close eye. And if, people were banned from them, someone sent me a video, they were banned from the area. It just was reminiscent of partly what happened with the flooding in Texas after Hurricane Harvey. Okay, you guys? Two more things. Ferry death in Tanzania. If you don't remember, I told you I had an open vision about some, ferries, and the next day there was a death. I think a ferry boat incident in Indonesia, and holding Chinese passengers, and it led me to think about the trade war, which I think today. The tariffs take effect. New tariffs on China is on the news. Affects billions of dollars worth of products. This is on the news right now. Not only that, because the people on the boat were either Chinese or from Taiwan, which is under the legal jurisdiction of China, if I'm not mistaken. But more ferry deaths. We had like 3 or 4. And then the ones on the news, when they were talking about the one here in Tanzania, they were talking about other ones that I hadn't even known about, you guys. Please do not be riding these ferries if y'all don't have to. For sightseeing, for anything. They had one here opened up in Daniel Island. I'm not going. My son not going. I want to, but we're not going. Okay? I talked about having an open vision of a spider. The Lord was showing me a lady with a spirit of witchcraft on my job. But there was a news story that came out yesterday about giant spider webs in Greece. That was crazy. And not only that, Beyoncé got outed publicly by her former drummer, who said that she practices witchcraft. Of course, the restraining order got thrown out by the judge, but I'm so proud of her, and I prayed for her, and I want you guys to pray for her also, um, because someone has publicly spoken out against what we all should know is going on with Beyonce and a lot of these other celebrities practicing black magic and witchcraft. I believe her. I watched an interview with the guy. They didn't show his face, but he talked about how he was like a bodyguard or something to Beyonce's mother. And for a couple of days, he got the job. He got it for a couple of days, but she was doing seances in the back seat in another language. I would assume a demonic tongue, and it freaked him out, and he quit. We've heard about things about what's her name, Lady Gaga, telling her hairdresser that she was going to eat her kids or something like that. So this stuff goes on. I'm proud of this girl. Hopefully, she finds Christ. We can all pray her strength, but I'm glad that she publicly came out against Beyonce and exposed this thing for what it was. That's it. I'm going to share, being that this is September 24th, I'm also going to share It Is Finished video where perhaps Trump telegraphed Florence being a devastating calm before the storm, since we're still dealing with flooding, and Sister Rochelle shared that with me. Just the significance of it. It just really caught my attention. Share Brother Chad's video. You guys don't sleep on Brother Chad. He's very prophetic, and I can attest to that. None of us are perfect. Some of us, those who operate in the gift of prophecy, we can always, the Lord is never wrong. Our flesh can be. We can misinterpret. We can not wait. We can, and I'm not saying that this is what he's done, but I'm just saying this in general. We are flawed. God is perfect. Anything that he gives us through his gifts is perfect. We can all make mistakes. We can all maybe misinterpret dreams, visions, open visions, whatever. And I'm not saying this is what he's done, but I just want to build him up and encourage him and tell you guys that I personally see him as a very prophetic person. It ain't just me. We all many parts of one body. And that goes for anyone. I do pray for people on YouTube daily. Anyone who's operating in any gift, any part of the body of Christ. Because right now we're dealing with perilous times, and we know it's because it's time to go home. People are getting attacked. I had to check somebody on Chad's channel. Not check, but check. Don't be coming. Don't be coming for him now. Not check him, but just say hey. I'm feisty now. I think the Lord know that. I'm feisty now. I stand up for Jesus. That's it, you guys. I don't want to keep rambling on. I'll leave all links and videos below. I'm fine. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Hopefully I can continue to make videos. It's been kind of chaotic. I was been out of work for like 2 weeks up until Saturday. So getting these kids back in school, doing what I can while I had the downtime, and dealing with people one-on-one also. So I'll talk with you later. God bless y'all.